I mean, to be honest, I like it earlier, but especially right now, it's kind of more challenging considering like the Big 12 is very competitive right now, and it's very interested in, especially for the past few years of being here, we've never seen the Big 12 be as competitive as far as like all teams are basically on the same playing field. But I mean, just give us also another opportunity to play somebody else, kind of step away from the Big 12 a little bit. So it kind of goes both ways a little bit.
Well, what's it like to have John back, practicing with you guys and taking part in some warm-ups?
I mean, it's fun. I mean, early on in the season, he was just kind of there, just being the guy just to conversate with, giving us pinpoints of like what to do, what not to do, and stuff like that. But not actually having him show, especially like show the younger guys like partake in certain things and be like, hey, this is how you do it, this is how you dunk the ball, and this is how you do certain things. So it's kind of brings us a little bit more joyous. So for sure.
Were you surprised how explosive he looks on some of those dunks?
Yeah, because it's been a minute. It's been a minute, especially against Kansas. Like he was just trying to jump and do all kinds of stuff during the Kansas warm-up. But it was fun. It was fun having him there for sure.
Langston, for you, the second half of the Kansas game, just how was that for you to play like that and have a game like that?
It was great. Just because I felt like I helped my team the best way I possibly could in that situation. And the ultimate goal is just to get the win. So I was just trying to do whatever it took to get to that point. And I just thank my teammates for just putting me in positions to do those things. And I just had to finish off those plays.
How are you feeling just physically, on your recovery journey and everything?
I'm feeling good. I don't feel completely 100% yet in terms of like feeling between both of my knees, because one of my knees is normal and the other knee I had surgery on. So I don't feel completely normal yet, but it's going to come. It gets better and better every week.
What stands out on film about these Arkansas guards that you guys are going to go up against tomorrow?
Just like any other team, they're tough, quick, fast. They do a lot of good things. So we're just going to prepare for them the best we can.
Langston, Adam has been here probably longer than all the guards. Has he kind of been a role model for you? Has he mentored you some?
I always go to Adam when I need some help, or even Flo when I need some help. These guys have been here and they know their ways in and out to the program. So, yeah, they're kind of leaders on our team. But, yeah, I always go to them just whenever I'm in time of need, or anybody can go to them just because how open they are and how such great teammates they are.
Is there anything Adam's maybe told you or maybe giving you tips on as far as playing at this level? Or
Not really. He just always says that everybody's time is going to come, and you just got to be patient and just wait for every opportunity to come. And when your opportunity comes, you just have to seize the moment.
You had to be pretty patient with just, having to sit out so much last year. And so how did you get through that?
Just getting into my spirituality, getting closer with God. And then my teammates also helped me just keep my mind off the fact that I was actually injured. I didn't really know I was really thinking about being injured until we hit the game times. So, yeah, that was just it.
Well, I also want to ask you about Adam. You've been around him a long time. How have you kind of seen him mature and develop as a player?
I mean, similar to what Langston said, just about waiting your time. I mean, when I got here, we had a different group of guys, obviously from the original crew with King McClure and Jake Lindsey. Just tells you how long I've been here. And then, that following year, having Jared and Maceo. And Adam, in the midst of all that, kind of Adam was there, just kind of waiting his time after he transferred from Presbyterian. So, like, him now having the position to be the starting guard, to be the leader on this team. I mean, he kind of comes from a humble beginning to where it's like he had to wait his time. So obviously he's truly grateful, and I'm actually pretty appreciative of him being on our team this year because he's just able to like spread the love to the younger guys, so they can try to follow the same footsteps.
Anybody else? All right, let's go.
Well, first, it's easy to get excited to represent the Big 12. it's a great challenge. The SEC has so many talented teams, good coaches, good programs. So I know with Arkansas, old Southwest Conference rival, and very familiar with a lot of their players from Texas. Coach Musselman's done a great job with the program, and they've been back-to-back Elite Eights, and I know our guys are excited for anytime you have a chance to play a talented team. And Arkansas has been one of the most consistent SEC teams, besides that little skid they had like we had, top 25 team, and really talented and athletic.
Coach, you talked about the athleticism, especially in their guards over the past couple of years. What makes them such a challenge?
Well, they play one guy 6'4", and then the rest are about 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", and anytime you have that length and you're aggressive, well coached, it presents challenges, and that's why they get a lot of steals. They're really good in transition. One of the best recruiting classes in the country this past year, and Anthony Black and Keontae George are really good friends, and a lot of our guys know their guys, so they'll know a lot what we do. We'll know a lot what they do, just because the familiarity, even though we're in different leagues.
Scott, did you recruit Anthony at all?
Yeah. Know the family well. Mom and Dad were great, and Anthony's someone we're cheering for every game except for this one.
Well, what does he bring to the table? Is it
6'7", point guard who can get downhill. Great athleticism. We've all seen Terry's dunks. He definitely has those hops. But he's a great facilitator. He's been a really good point guard, and somebody that is going to be playing this game a long time.
Scott, when you're on a 5-game winning streak in conference, is this a bad time outside of conference?
Well, the number one thing is keep playing when you're hot. So they've played 2 good games in a row, and they have momentum too. So you got 2 teams that are confident right now, 2 teams that are been top 25 for basically the whole year, and 2 teams that were projected to do well in the NCAA tournament. So both of us want to represent our leagues well, want to represent our schools well, and at the end of the day, it's the last Big 12 SEC challenge, and you want to finish the challenge right.
Coach, obviously, we know you don't have an exact timetable for it, but seeing John out there, taking part in warm-ups, you talked about how he's been practicing a little bit with you guys. How big of a step was that for him to get to, and then what are kind of those next steps for him?
Yeah, we've seen him in practice for a while, and he obviously was limited at first and has done a lot more, and it's just been a joy having an opportunity to work with him again in practice, and he's raised the level of intensity, and we all know one thing about John is there is no half speed, so he's full throttle, and part of the 5-game win streak is because of what he's helped prepare us for in practice. I mean, at the end of the day, boxing out John, there's nobody stronger you're going to face. So he's really improved our team. Excited for him having a chance to warm up and letting fans just see how far he's come and all the work that he's put in to get to this stage. And John's somebody, again, that, he's a walking miracle. That's an injury some people don't expect you to ever come back from. And not only is he on pace to come back, but do it in record time. So Jay Williams told me, Scott, he's a freak. And I said, I know. God really gave him a lot of ability and athleticism, but his drive, determination, and him and Jay have that in common, because Jay was an unbelievably hard worker as well. So that's been a good friendship, and Jay's been able to help give him some ideas and mentor him, and really appreciative about that.
What are the next steps for him in terms of what you need to see from him to maybe get him back out on the court?
Well, I think that's the great thing about a coach. They just tell me who can play. So whenever John, Dave, Charlie, Kenny Boyd, and everybody say it's go time, then it's go time. Until that time, we keep ramping things up and getting him as comfortable as possible and up to speed as possible. And he improves each and every day and each and every week. So, I mean, this is a process where if he does play, that's not going to be, that's it. I mean, that's just the beginning. Very similar to Langston Love in the beginning of the year. I think people watch him now compared to the beginning of the year, see he moves a lot better, a lot more confident. And John's going to do the same thing over the next year.
You just mentioned Langston, but having him back in the way that he, played against Kansas, is that what you, expect moving forward?
Yeah, we love that, and that's I mean, last year he got injured, spent the whole year rehabbing, and then all summer rehabbing. Then he gets cleared in September, October for contact, the later part of September. I mean, he really was behind even all the freshmen because all the freshmen had the summertime, and he didn't even have that. So we knew it was going to be a matter of time, and it wasn't like you don't just come back from an injury and you are where you were. It takes time to build, and not just the physical part, but also the mental part. Definitely Langston's such a cerebral player, a tough player, very talented, great leader, and it's great that his legs are under him because at the end of the day, you're only as good as your body, and as his body's improved, he's really been able to help us and will continue to get better and better.
Scott, maybe it was already there, but does that half add trust and confidence in him from either you guys or his teammates, like what he did in that second?
Yeah, we've seen it in practice, and that's why we know what he's capable of. At the same time, when you do it in a game, that obviously helps him with his confidence and helps all of us. I mean, that's because it's one thing to do it in practice, another thing to carry it over to a game. Similar to Jalen. I mean, Jalen wasn't making shots early in the year, but he's making them in practice. So we all knew that he was capable. It's just a matter of time, and obviously we prefer when they're making them and playing well.
Scott, how have you seen Adam evolve since he's been here, and especially this year since he's moved into the point guard role?
I think there's two things. One, basketball-wise, you see how he's always been a great teammate. He's always supported one another and made the right pass, right play. But being someone that played predominantly off the ball in the beginning to now on the ball, he's really done a great job with that transition because he's a natural scorer, and it's just different when some games he might not have many shot attempts, but yet he's running the show and distributing, doing a good job, and that's really, really impressive from a scorer because scorers tend to want to score, and if they're not scoring, they feel like they're not helping the team, and that's not true because you can help the team in a variety of ways, and I think his assist numbers, I think he's third in conference, and that's tremendous. He's really been he's got a good ratio, and he's somebody that 20-7, 15-8 might be better for our team than 22 points and 3 assists or 4 assists, and he knows that. Whatever it takes to win, he's happy to do. As far as leadership goes, I think he's really taken a step forward, being more vocal, holding players accountable, demanding, and always done in a professional, right way. And that's why it's easy for the guys to follow him because they respect him.
Coach, obviously, we've seen seasons in the past where the Big 12 champion has 2, 3, 4 losses at the end of the year. Have you as coaches had to adapt the way you look at being in the hunt in the Big 12 now that a year where, 3 games right now, 3 losses right now has only a game back?
Well, that's the one thing with Big 12 play each and every year. You know what the previous years, how many losses we're able to win conference. But I remember when we had the COVID year, we thought, you lose 3 conference games, you're winning conference. And that year, I think Kansas only lost 1 game. So you really never know how many it's going to take, and no one knows what it's going to end up with. This year with the parity, I mean, it could be as many as 5 or 6 losses, or it could be 3. I mean, what we really do is focus on what we can control, and that is taking care of our business and doing what we need to do and making sure every day we're giving everything we can to be successful. And it is a marathon, and the race doesn't end at the end of the conference, and doesn't end at the end of the conference tournament. If you do well, it ends at the NCAA tournament, and the goal is to be playing your best basketball at the end of the year and win the last game.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Good questions.